I'm Kendra, and I was fresh out of college trying to find a place I could actually afford. You know how it is. Student loans eating up half your paycheck before you even see it. I was scrolling through Craigslist at like 2 a.m. because that's when I do my best life planning, apparently. Found this listing for a studio apartment downtown for $400 a month. In Phoenix. Downtown. I mean, even back then, that was crazy cheap. The ad was super short, just said, "Quiet building, good neighborhood, serious inquiries only." The guy who posted it, Marcus, texted me back within minutes. Said he could only meet at 11 p.m. because he worked nights at the airport. I thought it was weird, but honestly, I was desperate. My couch surfing situation was getting old fast. I drove to the address on Tuesday night. The building looked wrong, like half the windows were boarded up or had broken glass. The streetlight right in front was busted too. I sat in my car for probably 10 minutes thinking this was stupid. But $400, you know. Marcus showed up in this beat-up Honda. Really thin guy, maybe 40-something. He kept looking around while we walked to the entrance. Said the building was being renovated and that's why it looked rough. The lobby was completely dark. He used his phone flashlight to guide us to the stairs. I asked about the elevator and he just laughed, said it hadn't worked in months. We climbed 3 flights, and I swear every step echoed like we were in some kind of cave. The hallway upstairs was this maze of turns and weird angles. I tried to keep track, but honestly got lost after the second corner. Marcus kept talking about how quiet the tenants were, how nobody bothered each other. I didn't see a single person or hear anything from any of the units. He stopped at apartment 3F and fumbled with his keys for way too long. When the door finally opened, I immediately noticed something off. The windows were covered with plywood from the outside. Marcus said it was temporary because of construction across the street. The place was tiny, but seemed okay at first. Then I walked toward the closet and saw women's clothes hanging there. Nice clothes, like someone had just put them away. There was also a takeout container on the counter that still felt warm. "Oh, the last tenant left some stuff," Marcus said real quick, but his hands were shaking when he said it. I asked to see the lease agreement, and he got all jumpy. Started saying we could handle paperwork later, that he just wanted to show me around first. That's when I noticed the door had like 4 deadbolts on it, all of them only locked from the outside. I asked him about it, and he said something about security, but he was sweating now, even though it was freezing in there. His keys kept slipping in his hands when he tried to demonstrate the locks, and none of them actually fit. I told him I needed to think about it and started walking toward the door. He got in front of me real fast, saying we should discuss the deposit first. That's when I knew I needed to get the fuck out of there. I pushed past him and ran down those dark hallways, got completely lost for what felt like forever before finding the stairs. When I finally made it to the main entrance, there was a heavy chain wrapped around the door handles from the outside. I ended up calling 911 from inside the building. The cops found another exit in the back, but Marcus was already gone. They said the building had been condemned for 6 months. Never did find out who those clothes belonged to. I'm a guy from Idaho trying to make a quick buck in summer 2023. I was broke, scrolling Craigslist for odd jobs. Found this ad, $200 to help an old lady move furniture from her basement. Sounded easy. I emailed her, got a reply from someone named Marlene. She gave an address out in Nampa, like 30 minutes away. Seemed legit, but I don't know, I had this weird feeling. Brushed it off. Needed the cash. So, I drive out there. The house is old, falling apart, in the middle of nowhere. Weeds everywhere, windows dirty. I knock, and Marlene opens the door. She's maybe 70, frail, but her eyes, they're darting around, nervous-like. She's clutching her phone, checking it every few seconds. "Come on in, Ezra," she says, voice shaky. I'm like, okay, weird, but whatever. She leads me to the basement door. The house smells like old books and something sour. I notice her hallway clock stopped at 3:17. Don't know why I remember that. We head downstairs. The basement's dim, just a flickering bulb. Barely any furniture, just some dusty boxes and this big, heavy trunk. She's like, "Move that trunk to the corner, please." I start dragging it. It's heavy as hell. Then I see it fresh scratches on the inside of the lid, like someone clawed at it, and there's this dark, crusty stuff on the corners. Looks like dried blood. I freeze. My heart's pounding. I ask, Marlene, what's with this trunk? She mumbles something about her late husband, then scurries upstairs. I hear the door lock. Click. I'm alone. My phone? No signal. Of course, I'm freaking out, but I try to stay calm. I bang on the door, yell for her. Nothing. Just silence. Then I hear it. A low hum, like machinery. I look around, notice a crack in the wall. I push it, and holy shit, it moves. A false wall. Behind it? A small room. There's a table with zip ties, duct tape, a knife, a monitor showing grainy footage of the basement, me right now, and photos, dozens of them. Young guys like me, pinned to a board. Some have X's over their faces. My hands shake. I realize I'm not the first guy she's lured here. I hear footsteps upstairs. Not just Marlene's, heavier ones. Someone else is in the house. I'm trapped, sweating, mind racing. I grab a rusty pipe from the floor. Only weapon I got. I hide behind some boxes, heart thumping so loud I swear they'll hear it. The door unlocks. Marlene's voice whispering. He's down there. Then a man's voice, gruff. Good. Let's make this quick. I'm thinking, I'm done for. I clutch the pipe tighter, but my hands are slippery. I don't know what to do. Somehow I wait. They don't come down right away. I hear them arguing upstairs, something about the others and not enough time. I use the chance, climb out a tiny window I barely fit through. I run, don't look back. My car's still there. I drive off, shaking, checking my mirror every second. Got home, locked every door. Couldn't sleep for days. Kept thinking about those photos, those scratches. Who were those guys? What happened to them? I never called the cops. Too scared, too paranoid. Still am. Sometimes I check Craigslist, see if that ad's still up. It's not. But I swear, late at night, I hear my floorboards creak, like someone's walking. Probably just my dog, right? Right? This happened to me and my wife, Delilah, about 8 months ago in Phoenix. We were looking for a dog because our kids had been asking forever. You know how kids get. I was scrolling through Craigslist when I found this ad. It was this really sad story about a family who had to give up their golden retriever named Buddy because of some emergency. The pictures showed this beautiful dog with these big brown eyes. The owner wrote about how much they loved him but couldn't afford the medical bills anymore. It broke my heart reading it. The guy's name was Marcus. He seemed really genuine when we texted. Sent us more photos of Buddy playing in the yard. Even had videos of the dog doing tricks. Delilah was already planning where his bed would go. When we called Marcus, he sounded really upset. Said he hated giving Buddy away, but had no choice. We agreed to meet the next day. He gave us an address on the outskirts of Phoenix. Here's where it gets weird. We drove there expecting a house, but it was this storage facility called Desert Storage. Just rows and rows of metal units. I remember thinking maybe they were moving or something. People do strange things when they're desperate. Marcus met us at the entrance. He was this skinny guy with nervous hands, kept checking his phone every few seconds. He explained that they had to put Buddy in a climate-controlled unit temporarily because their apartment didn't allow pets anymore. We followed him through the facility. It smelled like hot metal and dust. Our footsteps echoed really loud. Delilah grabbed my arm when we passed this unit where something was scratching at the door from inside. Marcus stopped at Unit 47. When he opened it, I nearly threw up. There were dozens of pet carriers stacked everywhere. Most were empty, but some had animals inside. Sick-looking cats, a few small dogs that wouldn't stop shaking. The smell was awful. "What the fuck is this?" I said before I could stop myself. Marcus got this weird smile, started explaining how he helps people rehome their pets. Said it's a business, but these animals looked terrible, half dead. That's when I saw him. In the back corner, a cage with a golden retriever that looked exactly like... No, It was our old dog, Charlie. The one we had to rehome 6 months ago when Delilah lost her job. My hands started shaking. Charlie had this distinctive scar above his left eye from when he was a puppy. It was definitely him. But we gave Charlie to a nice family in Tucson. At least that's what we thought. Marcus noticed me staring. His whole attitude changed. Got real defensive. Started talking fast about underground dog fighting and how much money sick people pay for training dogs. Grabbed Delilah's hand and we ran. Just ran back to our car while Marcus yelled behind us. In the rearview mirror, I saw him on his phone, probably calling someone. We called the police, but when they got there, the unit was empty. Marcus was gone. The storage facility manager said nobody named Marcus rented that unit. Security cameras showed our visit, but nothing else. 3 weeks later, we got a call from Animal Control in Flagstaff. They found Charlie during a raid on some fighting operation. He was alive, but barely. The vet said he'd been through hell. We still have Charlie now. He's recovering, but he's not the same dog. Jumps at every noise. Won't go near strangers. I keep thinking about all those other families. All those pets they probably lost the same way we almost lost Charlie. Marcus is still out there somewhere, posting those fake ads with stolen photos. Sometimes I check Craigslist late at night, looking for his posts. Part of me wants to find him again. Part of me hopes I never do.